Hey everyone, it's Brandon, and I know it's been a while since I've made a video. My June is crazy busy. I was just at a youth camp the last couple weeks for my church, and then my wife right now is at a girls' camp. When she comes back, I'll be heading out of town to a reunion. As she stays here, I'll be going to my hometown of Indiana and having a reunion there with my family. So things here couldn't get busier, so I apologize. I am actually putting together another PC. I know you guys are waiting for that. It's a really cool PC, and I've got all the parts here, so I'm like torn at the bit that I'm not going to get this in before the reunion. But come about 5 days from now, you can expect to see that video. 5 to 7 days, you can see that video, and I'll show you this PC build, which I think is just fantastic. I'm also going to be using Plex with it and doing some kind of home theater stuff that some of you might like. But today we're going to review a mechanical keyboard. It's the Aula Wings of Liberty mechanical keyboard. Now, if you're into keyboards like I am, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but either way, if you like mechanical keyboards, then you might want to know about recent changes to some of the switch manufacturers that you see on keyboards. A lot of them are now being manufactured in China. There are two companies specifically that I want to talk about today, because there's more than that if you really start looking into it. But the two companies I want to talk about are Kailh and Aula. Aula, the manufacturer of this keyboard. Now, Kailh is the one manufacturing the switches for Razer's new Black Widow, their green and orange switches. Even though Razer said that they were making a brand new switch, no, those were manufactured actually by Kailh. And in the same city, I thought Aula's switches were actually Kailh switches before this review began. But having talked to the rep, it appears that Aula makes their same mechanical switches in the same city as Kailh, but they're different. They say that they manufacture their own switches. So anyway, I was very interested to review this keyboard after I'd heard all this, just to get my hands on it and really to compare it to the other Cherry MX keyboards that I've used. Let's jump right into the review. I've got the Aula Wings of Liberty keyboard right next to my Corsair Vengeance K70 MX Brown keyboard. So we've got the Aula Blues compared to the MX Brown. I wish I had an MX Blue for you guys to look at. I don't. I've used it extensively in the past. I know what it feels like, but I don't have it here. I just wrote a company to try to get one. So if I can get that, then I'll compare it across the board to that MX Blue keyboard. But I'm going to type my favorite sentence on this. We're going to get right into the review because I know this is the meat and bones and potatoes of this that you guys want to hear about. So typing my favorite sentence, a girl goes right into a grass region that I used to type in computer lab in order to play Oregon Trail and Number Munchers as fast as I possibly could. So typo. Alright, so I'm not the best typist in the world, I'm decent, but as you can see, the tactile feedback is legit on this. Just a plain white keyboard. It fits well on some computer desks, looks ugly in other areas. I tried to put this thing in my kitchen and didn't look so good. I've got keyboards and computers around the house, so wherever I go I can kind of game while somebody's watching TV, or, you know, that's just how I am. You can call me weird for doing that, but it's just what I do. Now, a couple things to point out. As far as uniformity, I don't feel like it's as uniform as the MX Blues that I've used in the past. For some reason, something just feels a little bit off there. However, this keyboard is $50. An MX Blue keyboard like this would cost you $120. So while there are cheaper MX Blue keyboards out there, that's something to definitely keep in mind. All right, moving on, I just want to show some of the features of this keyboard. As I mentioned, it's pretty simple. It has some like little grippers on the keys here that are kind of cool, that prevent you from making too many typos, allow you to kind of focus in while you're gaming. You might not be able to see that on the camera, but on the website I have a review that has up close pictures that you guys can look at for more information on that. As far as the keys are concerned, just pulling off a couple of these keys here, as you can see. Even these are, that's why everybody's calling these clones, because these Chinese manufacturers are even down to the color and, you know, to actuation points and everything else. They're trying to basically clone the MX Cherry switches, every color, by the way. So on this switch, though, there's something a little bit different. It's like a little gel cover that prevents dust buildup or spills. So, you know, if you're a big slob, yeah, that's kind of cool. I could see why some of you might need that, myself included. I'm a bit of a Pepsi drinker when I'm at the when I'm doing any kind of gaming myself. But I just want to move the Cherry MX Brown in front so you guys can do a comparison of kind of how that sounds. Again, I wish I had the blue, but I don't. So here's a look of the Browns. Now, I actually had to record this video like 3 times because when I started typing, Audacity would stop with whatever it was doing here. I know, pretty stupid thing to do, but here you go. All right, so to me, again, a little bit more uniform. They are Browns, which is my preferred switch, so maybe I'm being a little judgmental because I'm going from blues to browns and I much prefer the Browns, but that gives you a good idea of how those two. Okay, so final thoughts on this for $50, very good. I think that for those of you who have used a Cherry MX keyboard for years and years and years and prefer that high end, you know, if you managed to break your Cherry MX keyboard somehow, going from that to this might not be so great. But if you don't even have a mechanical switch keyboard and you got $50 to spend, this is not a bad investment at all. It has a large inner key, so any of you that's going to screw up by having that large inner key, I just want to point that out because I forgot to earlier in the video. That's something to keep in mind as well. Some of you are going to really like that because it's very easy to hit that inner key when you reach over there with your right hand. So overall, $50, pretty darn good. I haven't seen too many reviews out there, so hopefully this is a new one for you. You can ask any question that you have about, you know, like Kailh versus Aula versus Cherry MX switches in the description below. I'll try to do my best. I still don't know everything about this. There are some users on Reddit in the mechanical keyboard section that have a much better idea, but many of them are a little bit confused as well, and I was able to learn a few things that that perhaps some people hadn't shared yet. So anyway, we've got some really cool things coming up. I have my PC build. It's a small form factor ITX build that is going to have low power, and I'm going to be using that in my living room as a console PC. I want to talk all about this in my next video. It's something that I'm currently working on to try to bring you guys, you know, real videos with real information as much as possible. As I started to do these kind of reviews, I've realized, hey, it's taking me a lot more time to do stuff like this, but I think overall it's going to be worth it as I can do it. And I'll talk about why I picked the card I did. I picked the GTX 970. I'm going to talk about why I picked the exact GTX 970 that I picked as well. And we're going to benchmark that 970 on an i3 and an i7 to see how it holds up in modern games. So should be a pretty cool thing. Anyway, I hope you like me. Hope you like this channel. If you do, like and subscribe. You can even dislike if you want. That helps us too. Comment that, you know, I live off of your comments. I love to reply to them. So, you know, that's something you get on this channel. Hopefully you guys subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.